Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. Today we're going to talk about something that's kind of been bothering me for quite a long while, and it's these Safety Sally EPA gas cans. I'm not sure who actually brought it on. It could have just been brought on by the litigious nature of our society today. So many people will sue over any little thing, that basically what they have done over the years is taken away the capability to vent the gas can. And most recently I noticed that they've got this new system. The last gas cans I picked up, actually somebody gave them to me because they couldn't operate them. They were so terrible that the person just gave them to me full of gas because they were just like, I can't deal with them, you know. But we'll save this one. This is the newest one I have, and it's the worst of all. So we'll save that for last. We'll kind of work up through the list here. And this is a great gas can. This thing is a old-fashioned. It's made by Wedco. It's an old-fashioned type gas can. And you've got a vent up here on the top. Hopefully you can see that. No problem. The thing holds 5 gallons of gas. It's tall and slender, so it's you know, it's a nice shape. The only thing bad about it is you do have to strap it down because, you know, as you go around a corner or something, it will fall over on you easier than the shorter, squattier ones. But this thing pours just like it's supposed to. Now what happened to me was that the spouts actually broke off of them. But the vent is very important, and I learned this recently. As many of you guys know that follow the Hands On channel, we've got an off-grid property up in the Rocky Mountains, and it's up at like, our GPS said it was like 8,700 feet, I believe. We thought it was 82 for a long time because we were just kind of ballparking it, but it's about 8,700 feet, and I'm at like 1,200 feet here. So what happens is as you're going up the mountain, the gas can wants to expand. And it actually pressurizes, I mean, quite a lot. And it, you know, normally what I would do with this type of gas can here, this is a newer version. I bought this probably back in the 90s sometime, I'm going to say. But you notice there's no vent back here anymore. They've taken away the vent. So the problem, this thing, I like the nozzle, it pours fine and everything, but the problem with this gas can is you have to stand there and hold it forever because there's no vent. As many of you older guys would know that, you know, early on when we had oil that came in little cans, you know, that just a flat top metal can, you would take a can opener and you'd open one side big so you could pour from that side, and you'd put another little vent right in the opposite side so that the thing would be able to drain out of the can. Well, the same thing applies today, and I don't know what happened. I don't know if the lawyers got involved. That's what I suspect happened. Either the lawyers or our EPA or a combination of the both have come along and essentially ruined gasoline cans. So, you know, like on anything on the Hands On channel, I try not to throw something out here unless I've got a solution for it. So later on in the video, we'll get to that solution. But this gas can, it's you know, it's not as good as this one, but it's still twice as good as this thing. I can't stand this thing, but we'll get to that in just a moment. Let me tell you the story about this gas can, what happened to me last time I was off grid. I went down the mountain. It's always cheaper for me to buy fuel and stuff like that in a bigger city than where I'm located out there. So it's, you know, makes sense for me anytime I'm going into the city to go ahead and bring my gas cans and fill up. So I did that. I was on my way back, and this gas can, what'll happen is, since there's no vent, it fills up so much that even though I had it bungee strapped on, the bottom of it was actually convexed out and curved out so the thing couldn't stand upright anymore, and it fell over. Now it didn't spill, but it fell over on its side. This little cap here kept everything from, you know, from coming right out of the end of the thing, so that was good. But I was in my little Dodge Dakota, so I thought, okay, I'll pull over right quick and vent this thing so that it'll stand up straight. And I was actually going up the mountain as this happened. So I picked the gas can up, let it sit there for a moment or two so the gas would drain back down in there. And I went like this, very easily. Just, you know, this thing's got a little plastic tab here that holds this cap on. So I found the little slot where it pops out, and I popped it out, and it blew out of my hand. and it blew mist of gas all over the back of my Dodge truck, all over the back glass, all over the top of the cab. I mean, it was terrible, and I didn't have adequate supplies out in the middle of nowhere to really clean it up properly, so I did the best I could with some napkins and stuff like that. But I thought to myself, wow, or what if, I had been near some flammable source or a spark or something that would have acted like a flamethrower? That's dangerous. I never had that issue with old gas cans that had a vent on them, because what you would do is you'd simply crack the vent as you knew you were going to ascend or descend, because an opposite thing happens as you come down the hill. These things will collapse so much that I've actually seen the red plastic getting white because it's basically about to break the plastic. So then you have to go vent it the opposite direction. You have to let air into the thing because it's under a vacuum. Well, if you had one of these right here, you wouldn't have that problem, because you could simply crack the vent and boom, you're in business. So if it wants to expand, if it wants to contract or needs to, it'll be able to do that without, possibly spraying gasoline all over someone. So, one time I would have thought, that's probably just a fluke thing. Just watch out for that. Don't let it happen again. And I'm always careful with my gas, and I never fill up past this line. So I take this off grid. And it was another day where I don't know if the can had sat in the sun for a little while or something, or if it was just still pressurized from the trip up the mountain. I don't know. But I go to fill up my generator, and I'd kind of forgotten about that. I pop the thing off. This time when I pop it off, it sprays gasoline in such a way. Now, I had the cap in my hand securely, but it sprayed gasoline in such a mist, it literally sprayed all over the front of my chest. So, guys, watch out for these things. I think they're dangerous. So I don't know how in the world they're not getting sued now, when you can actually create a vessel that sprays gasoline mist out all over the place. So, and the nozzle's okay on this, except for the, what I just mentioned about it spraying on me. And that's not really the fault of the nozzle. That's the fault of the thing not having a vent. So fast forward to these gas cans that were given to me, and thank goodness they were given to me, because I'd have taken them back, as bad as they are. This is the new here of a gas can, and what it's supposed to be. They've got this, and look, it barely wants to come out of there. They've got this BS right here. You have to push this down so that it goes in, and then that opens up this, so that allows gasoline flow through there. It is so bad that I actually took the other one that I had. And it doesn't matter which direction you face the thing. The idea of the thing is not a bad idea. What you're supposed to do is set this and rest it on whatever, there's no gas in here, but you're supposed to set this down on whatever you're filling up, and this is supposed to push in and then automatically start releasing gas. These things are terrible. They're just a major fail, epic fail. So I tried to take all the plastic guts out of the thing, the little spring and the check valve and all that. You can see the black parts missing off of that, thinking that maybe it would just work like a normal gas can then. But no, what happens now is it just pours out of here, it leaks all over the place. It's not usable once you do that. So don't try it. It didn't work. Even this is a joke. This just slips on there, they're just terrible. Garbage, complete garbage. So how do you fix it? How do you fix something like this, And let me just give you guys a shot of this. I thought this was hilarious. You shouldn't need instructions like that. It's a gas can. You open the cap, you pour it in, whatever you're trying to do. They're showing you here how you got to activate this little twist lock BS up here. They're showing you, you got to hold it just like this, or else, bull crap. Complete garbage. If you can avoid these gas cans, just avoid them altogether. What I found out was, you can buy, I got these at Tractor Supply. You can actually get them online also. It's called Easy Pour. I highly recommend them. Basically what it comes with is a nozzle, a couple of different caps, and most importantly, a vent that you can install in the thing. And all you got to have is a 1/2-inch drill bit. I recommend, if you're going to do that, go ahead and use a Forstner type bit like that. it cuts through that plastic like butter and it makes a nice clean hole. But basically what you do is you take this off, you smash this piece here, or throw it as hard as you can, as far as you can, this piece right here. And I went ahead and reused the original cap. You can use one of these. I think it's the yellow one, I believe, that fits on there. So what I've been doing also is prying this thing off because it's garbage. You don't need that. And maybe if you have kids around or something, you might want to keep that little lock on there. But for me, I don't have small kids around, so I don't need that crap. And not only that, I've already raised my daughter, and she never once got into gasoline because we taught her to not do that kind of stuff. So you take this crap right here off, and again, just throw it away. You don't need that. You take your new nozzle and your old cap, screw it on. And even if you stop right here, you've already made these gas cans way better than they were when you picked it up. So that's a great thing. I've already got one that I've done here. To not bore you guys, you can probably figure out how to drill a hole. I decided to do mine here because I didn't want it on the rounded part up here. Plus, I thought that might be in a bad spot for where I'm grabbing. The only thing I didn't like about that, it's still above my gas line, but it's kind of low, so I'm going to kind of do this one as an experiment. If I have to on the next one, I'll just stick it in the top of the thing. I was really impressed with how they snapped in. But yeah, guys, for 10 bucks, man, go down there, and if you've got some of these crappy Safety Sally gas cans, I highly recommend this kit. Now, I was reading through this because I was kind of curious. How are they getting away with this? How are they doing this? Because clearly they're undermining the intention of the gas can manufacturers. Well, it says here, only for use on fuel containers manufactured prior to January 1st, 2008. So they're telling you that's their legal out right there. So guys, as always, be careful with all this stuff anytime you're messing with gasoline and things like that. But there is no reason you should have to stand there twice as long pouring a can of gas that weighs, 40 plus pounds with 5 gallons of gas in it with no vent. I can't stand them. And this right here is a good fix for 10 bucks. It's worth every penny because now I can actually get some use out of these terrible gas cans. And the bonus for me was, since these, I have 2 of these cans here, and since these already have a proper vent in them, all I had to do was change out the nozzle part that was bad. I didn't even need to use the cap. I used all my existing caps just because they seem to fit a little better for me. It's unfortunate. I wish we didn't live in this world where everything's, everybody's looking to sue somebody and stuff like that, but that's the way it is, and I'm sure that between that and the EPA, that's who we have to thank for these new modern Safety Sally Nanny State gas cans. So anyways, guys, gas can rant concluded, and good luck to you on your conversions. We'll see you next time.